Vorderman. Laying down the law, it's Tony Law. And their team captain, John Richardson. And facing them tonight, gymnastic fantastic, it's Lewis Smith. Welcome to Wonderland. It's Alice Levine. And their team captain, Sean Locke. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, the average mum has 1 hour a day to themselves? That's the thing with mums, selfish. 25% of lap dancers have university degrees. Yes, most of them... Carol there, just getting the last joke. Or remembering something that happened earlier in her life, who knows? 25% of lap dancers have university degrees. Yes, most of them have a tutu and a French maid's outfit and a police uniform. And 20% of Brits have travelled abroad with their pet, which rises to 98% of Geordies. Come on, pet, we're away on holidays. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Sean's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
US election results.
The US election.
And, what's his name? Barack Obama won the election in America and gave a very stirring and moving acceptance speech. I was surprised. At some point, I was expecting him to break out into, I believe the children are the future. So...
It was pretty overblown.
It was, yeah.
Do you want to have a look? Shall we remind ourselves?
Please.
Mr. Obama accepting his second term.
I believe we can keep the promise of our founding. The idea that if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or what you look like, or where you love. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, or Hispanic, or Asian, or Native American, or young or old, or rich or poor, able, disabled, gay or straight. You can make it here in America if you're willing to try.
But if I was a Smurf watching that, I'd think, what about us? He hasn't mentioned us. Got nothing for the Smurfs.
He did go through, he pretty much covered black, white, straight, gay, rich, poor.
If I was a little old Hungarian lady in the Bronx, you're going, what about us? What is Barack going to do for us? I'm 80, I'm from Hungary. This country, no opportunities for a little Hungarian.
That bit in his speech, Obama in his speech, when let me say this publicly, Michelle, I have never loved you more. Get a roommate.
So, John, so you're saying your problem with the world leaders should have to be lonely?
They should have to face getting in of an evening and just think, shall I do some more being the leader of America? Well, it's video night, innit? We always watch a video on a Thursday. Well, don't. Get on with some shit. The world's broken. Fix it.
Video night? How long have you been single?
Video night.
John, what did you make of the election? Tell us.
Well, I think it's fine if you win and you spend all that money, but if you lose, like, he's pretty sad, I imagine, on the way they could have made money back. His auction, because his aides were the one who got to tell him that he wasn't going to be president. I would have bid for that. If they'd have put an auction for the guy who got to walk into the room and go, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. You're not going to be president, you mad dick.
And maybe it was the office joker, too. Maybe he just went, he was on the phone going, really? What, really? OK, I'm going to tell him, really? Really? Sorry, you lost. I was just monkeying around, brother. Smack!
I mean, they spent $6 billion on this election.
$6 billion?
$6 billion in all was spent on this election.
Just basically having a go at each other, rather than promoting policies. I mean, our lot at least can do it for nothing on BBC Parliament channel, can't they?
That was the best bit, though, wasn't it, the debates? Because that's when they just got to insult each other, but it was like you were back in, like, year 6. Because didn't Obama said to Romney, the 1980s called, they want their foreign policy back. I thought he was going to reply with, your mum called, she wants her foreign policy back.
Who would you have voted for? Who do you think?
Do you know what? I think politics is bollocks.
You think it's bollocks?
I mean, I like Obama because he's cool. That's pretty much the only reason. I don't follow politics and stuff.
I'm with you in a certain sense. I don't really care because the Americans don't give a monkeys about us.
How do you mean?
You know, well, like our lonely, sad women write to their murderers. Their women don't write to our murderers.
How do you know?
Until I hear, you know, our murderers are getting letters from America, I'm sorry. I'm not interested in your politics. I don't care. I mean, for example, they don't give a monkeys about it. They put the result out at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, you know, we're all in bed. We put Homeland on at 9. I was in America recently, and it's incredible. They know nothing about us. They're not interested in us anyway. And I was chatting to these guys in a bar, and they were hunters and they had guns, but they weren't stupid. You were chatting to them a bit. Then one of them said to me, "What sort of animals you got?" Right. And I went blank, actually. I forgot. I went, we got foxes, pigeons. And this guy said to me, he went, "You got lions?" He was being serious. He was being genuinely serious. "You got lions there?" And because he had a gun, I couldn't laugh in his face. So I went, yeah, we do, yeah. Well, we've got a couple of dinosaurs, actually. We've still got dinosaurs. Griffins, yeah.
The reason we cover the American election for so long, though, is because it's fun to let them pretend they're still a superpower and that we care. Because China have had an election this week as well, and it happened for about 2 minutes. The really powerful people went, "Who should we have next?" And they went, "That guy." Yeah. "Should we ask anyone else?" "Nah, fuck him."
No, they fire about 10 of their favourites out of a cannon through a burning hoop, and the one who gets up quickest has got, "Yeah, he'll do. He's pretty solid." You all right? Yes. New leader, Hu Jintao.
Not a bad idea, because they've saved £6 billion already, haven't they?
They can spend that on
Houses.
houses, maybe. They won't, though, will they? They'll spend it on
Machines.
machines.
I'll keep finishing up your sentences.
They'll probably spend it on
Wolves.
wolves. And they'll just release them
Into
the
kitchen.
Should we have a look and see whether the American election is up there?
Yeah.
Most talked about thing. Yes, Barack Obama has been re-elected president. This election was so close, at one point, I thought Louis might send it to deadlock.
You know, someone asked me today at the train station if I was Louis Walsh.
What?
Someone asked you if you were Louis Walsh.
Twice.
What were you doing?
I was just standing with my bags, and she said, "Excuse me, you Louis Walsh?"
Were you talking to the train driver going, "I love the way you're driving that train"?
You've really made it your own.
Yes, that train, space.
You really took me on a journey. Fair enough, on the train. OK. John's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
What's happening in the world? Let me look this way when I ask. Just looked right into your eyes then, and I was terrified. Well, in this country, fascinatingly, one of our MPs, Nadine Dorris, has decided the best way she can get ahead as a politician is to go into the jungle.
And eat kangaroo testicles.
She's decided to enter I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and not spotted that she's an MP, and it's not called I'm an MP, I should probably do some work. Since taxpayers pay me to do my work. So she's gone out there. I've already seen enough of her. It hasn't even started. I've already seen pictures of her sunbathing in the nude. And her breasts are actually a very good analogy for the coalition, because they appear to be a partnership, and yet they're putting as much distance between themselves.
Can we get a saucer of milk in here for
They call her Mad Nad. That's what they call her, Mad Nad.
I've got one of those.
You left one, right?
Yeah, it makes me do bad things.
She's not really a politician. And she's an idiot as well. In her interview on her way in, they said, "Are you anything you're afraid of?" And she went, "Well, yeah, rats." Like, don't be a dick. Now there's going to be rats. If I was going in there, I'd go, "I'm scared of beer." If I see a can of beer, I freak out. And beds and chocolate and crisps. Sky Sports. Oh, I'd be sick just listing it.
She said, I'm doing the show because 16 million people watch it, and I think MPs should be going where people go. What, the Outback?
But she said one of the reasons she wants to do it is she wants to discuss and communicate her views on abortion. And I think that's just what ITV have got in mind, isn't it? Primetime TV is a serious discussion about abortion with Eric Bristow and a shit Doctor Who going, oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. It's not the kind of TV that ITV have got in mind, and they'll edit all that out and they'll just have her with, like, a kangaroo's bollock hanging outside.
Would you do it, Lewis?
No way. I hate spiders. I hate moths.
Moths?
Moths.
It's just a black and white.
Off you now.
You hate moths. It's just a black and white butterfly.
I got home the other day, right, and I saw this massive moth, right, in my bathroom.
You saw a moth in your bathroom?
Yeah,
right?
I needed to have a shower, and I was too scared to go in. So what I did is I went in with this
You're
super...
too scared?
I went into the bathroom, right, with this super strong hairspray.
What?
Seriously.
And you did the moth's hair?
No. I sprayed this moth, shut the door, waited for a minute, saw it on the floor, sprayed it, and then literally crucified it like it was just stuck.
Poor moth is there. He's blind.
He ain't blind. Is he blind?
Yes, now you feel bad, don't you? Basically, you've gone up to a blind person and just sprayed hairspray in their face.
Imagine right at that moment some sort of electricity disaster happened and you were turned into Mothman. It'd be terrifying. You could both fly and, like, flip and roll. Then you'd go into the jungle and you would tear that game apart.
Carol, would you ever go into the jungle? What would it take?
No, I won't go into the
Do you
jungle.
get offered it every year?
Yeah.
Every
Shall
year
I tell
they
you
call?
how much they offered me this year?
Yeah, go on. Wow.
£250,000.
£250,000? And you went, no, I'm not doing it, not worth it.
Can I go dressed
I'll go
as
tomorrow.
I think it was 250,000. I'm not very good with numbers.
25.
Was in the hundreds.
Even if it's 25, I'd eat the whole kangaroo. I'd start at its feet and just eat... I'd eat its fur, its face. I'd eat the whole kangaroo.
I'd let the kangaroo eat my balls.
Let's have a look if Nadine Dorries is up there.
Yay!
Yes, I'm a Celebrity started last night. I'm a Celebrity is a great way to revive your showbiz career. Just look at Freddie Starr. He went in last year and now he's never out the papers. OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get.
There's a movie coming out called Twilight, and to translate that for anyone who's over 12...
Sexy, sexy vampires.
I can't talk about it because I'm actually suing them. The same Nick and idea. I wrote a book a few years ago, and it's about a teenage girl's doomed love for an umpire. It was an impossible love. He was 50. He lived in Hertfordshire. She was 16, and it was never going to work. And he tried to put her off. He said no. And at the time, he was involved in a battle with referees and Formula One marshals about control of a particular sporting body. And I've heard about this. They've just basically taken my doomed love for an umpire story and just changed...
They've tweaked it.
Just changed 2 letters and made $150 billion. And I want my slice. I'm not happy.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with the films, it's basically the story of a teenage girl's choice between necrophilia and bestiality.
I don't watch these films.
You know what these films?
You know when you go to the cinema, all these films, I know, as soon as human beings start flying, I just go, nah, I'm out.
You're boring.
Has nobody seen any of them?
I've seen the 3 so far. They're
Don't
awesome.
you think Kristen Stewart's a bit dirty? I don't mean like dirty like sexy, I mean like grubby. I just want to like get her with a bit of dry shampoo and a knit comb.
I always think her acting style's weird. She looks like she smelt a fart.
Yes. She smelled her hair.
She cheated on her boyfriend in real life, Kristen Stewart. And you just
perhaps.
think, don't cheat if you're Kristen Stewart. You know, like John Major has an affair. You just think, well, you're only going to get offered 3 shags ever. So if you take a bonus one, that's... But if you're Kristen Stewart, then you don't take the piss.
Kristen and Robert are going out. Do you think they're meant to be, Sean?
Oh, God. I've done a tapestry all about it.
Seriously,
the tussle between love and the future and the powerful forces, can they reconciled within that relationship, or is it two powerful people coming together, just exploding in... You know, it's amazing.
Well, I can tell you the new Twilight film isn't in the top 3, but the fans often refer to themselves as twihards, although I prefer the term twunts. Well, that's it for part 1. Join us after the break to see what else is in our top 3. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. We're trying to guess the most talked about things over the last week. OK, fingers on buzzers.
Strictly Come Dancing. Lewis' show. The show Lewis is doing.
How strict is it? Pretty strict. Are they pretty hard?
Pretty strict, yeah.
Well, the training is the training harder than... Because you're an Olympian, right? Silver medalist at the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean... Is it tougher than that, the training?
Yeah,
Not really, though.
it is. For me, my gymnastics training, I'd prepared for 19 years, so although it was hard, I was used to it, whereas this is completely different.
Are you not favourite to win?
I don't know. I try not to pay any attention to it.
Oh, so do
Added
I, but it's
pressure.
always bloody on.
How did you manage in the Morris dancing?
I don't think we've got around to that one yet.
One of the things about Strict is they do the paso doble, the cha-cha-cha, foxtrot, but they don't do things, the dances that people normally do, like just pub dances. And now it's Lewis and Tatiana dancing to Chumbawamba.
They do it, I think...
I said to them one week, you should do it where the celebrities teach the pros a dance, and we do the routine that way, because then you come up with some interesting routines, I think.
Yeah, some pretty crap ones, I would have thought.
I haven't watched it this series. I always watch it. But my main thing with Strictly is the theme tune. I use it generally to get me through difficult moments in life. I think it should be a remedy for people with bipolar disorder. I think people who say, like, my life's falling apart, the therapist should just go da 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 da. Get it stuck in the head. Just keeps you going all day long. Da 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 da. If my wife says go and put the bins out, I think, oh shit, then I just go da 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 da.
What I can't do is the little Bruce jokes in between. They make me so nervous watching him. I would be more comfortable watching Bruce do a high wire act than him reading one joke off the auto cue. He looks like... I mean, an audience should never know the punchline before the comedian. And he doesn't know it 10 minutes after he's told the joke.
Carol, what was Brucey like at school?
He's a lovely boy. I've been on Strictly, Series 2. I got booted
Oh, yeah,
out.
of course.
I got booted out when I did a rumba, and Richard Whiteley used to go, "Go on forward, just do your rumba face," which is my trying to look sexy face, which went something like...
Is there a rumba
Can you
face?
do a rumba face?
I haven't done the rumba yet, but
Sure.
I'm sure it goes something like...
Yeah, that's sort of sexy.
You do your rumba face.
It's more... That's sexier.
I think Tony may be allergic to rumba and has had a stroke. If you won it, would it be a bigger deal than winning at the Olympics?
I didn't win at the Olympics, so probably, yeah.
Good answer. Let's have a look and see whether Strictly is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the competition for Strictly Come Dancing is heating up. Lisa Riley's odds have gone from 66 to 1 to 10 to 1. She thought, 10 to 1, lunchtime. So those were the most talked about things this week. But in other news, cyclist Bradley Wiggins has been knocked off his bike by a motorist. Bradley Wiggins was rushed to hospital where he was immediately stabilised by adding 2 smaller wheels to his big back wheel. It's been revealed the Prime Minister and Rebecca Brooks exchanged intimate text messages. Our lawyers have been very strict on this one, so with that in mind, I'd just like to say Rebecca Brooks is a blanking ginger blank, who blanked for Rupert Murdoch, blanked to the Levinson inquiry, blanked to the police, and once even blanked a horse while David Cameron stood by blanking. And in India this week, 50 elephants went on a drunken rampage after drinking 500 litres of moonshine. In other news, a hen party from Wigan has gone missing. At the end of that round, Sean, Alice and Lewis have 2 points. John, Carol and Tony have 1. So our next round is Pick of the Polls. John, Carol, Tony, what do you like the look of?
Well, not to make an awkward situation, but I like the look of Lewis.
OK, here's your question. Most women would rather date a gymnast than a footballer. True or false?
Well, you see, for me, I'd rather a gymnast because they're fitter. They've got bigger muscles, haven't they?
Go on, show us the guns. Come on.
Look at those biceps. That's like
gymnasts
proper.
are a lot less rapey than footballers. So that's good, isn't it? I know that. I happen to know that because I coached the Chinese Olympic gymnastic team in the Olympics. You know the one where you run across the mat?
Floor.
I was good at that.
So he might be... I mean, a lot of this is very technical stuff you might not understand.
Yeah.
Because he's at the coaching level.
I could do a flip for you.
What flip can you do?
I could do a flip back flip.
No, you can't do a back flip.
Yeah. Just a sec. I need to have everything.
I didn't think you could look any weirder.
It's quick. Oh, I'm not as nippy as I used to be, I'll tell you.
So what do you think? A footballer or a gymnast?
The only time I've ever spent an evening with a footballer was a long time ago.
Tell me everything.
No. I just happened to be standing next to a footballer, and there were a lot of girls who were handing their number to him and all sorts of things to him.
And were you adding up all the numbers and dividing them?
I would go for gymnast because I hate clammy hands, and they always have talc on them. I just hate, like, you know, sticky, tacky, yeah.
See, that's why I wouldn't. I don't like chalky tits.
Chalky tits. Sounds like a terrible nickname.
Who's going to be there? Chalky tits will be there, yeah.
But they can't turn it off, can they, gymnast? So the sex with the gymnast is fine, but the dismount... Just can't...
It's all about the dismount. I've said this before.
So do you end up by the side of the bed with your knees straight?
Bent. I look for recognition. She gives me the nod. I can go make the cup of tea.
So, did you get into gymnastics because of the poontang? Poontang, the North Korean pommel horse champion.
The attention has been nice since the Olympics, I'm not going to lie. I mean, my feet, I haven't really had a chance to touch the floor yet, but when you go out...
It's all about the dismount.
I read an interview with you, Lewis, though, where you said you would rather spoon a girl than have sex with her.
Yep.
Because even I read that and I thought, nice.
If it's my girlfriend, it's different. If it's just some person I've met and they seem nice, then yeah, I'd rather have a nice spoon, wake up next day...
Leia?
You're such a lovely man. Well, what do you think, John? Footballer or gymnast? What would you go with?
But I think, you know, most women, Jimmy, just want to be loved.
I think all women want different things, don't they? Just like all people.
I think women like being patronised.
I think some women...
What do you think, Alice? A footballer or a gymnast, if you had to date one of them?
I think I'd have to go gymnast, and not just because of the members of my team, obviously.
I'd rather date a footballer than a gymnast. Because gymnasts, most of them are underage, aren't they?
You're a lot shorter than I remember, Sean.
Yeah, what's going on?
You're sitting like that.
Yeah, you're a lot...
Where are his hands? Where are his hands?
I'm not... I haven't... What are you talking about? I'm shorter.
You're shorter than I remember you being.
Well, I'm sorry if you're not happy with the height that I've presented to you tonight. I'm sorry. I didn't remember being booked on 8 out of 10 tallest people. I wasn't put on this show for that reason. I was put on this show for some of the opinions I've got on some very, very serious issues. Now, let's
You look like
get
you've
on
got
with
tiny
the
little
questions.
hands. It's really freaking me out, man.
But he is limber, like a gymnast.
I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
A lot of
Sean,
people are uncomfortable because of my height and my arm span. So surely someone as short as you shouldn't have big, long arms like this. There you go. Sorry about that.
Are you auditioning for the role of Mr. Tickle? So you're an incredible sportsman. We all know that, Sean.
Yeah.
Did you come closer to being a professional footballer or a gymnast?
I know I was rubbish at football and never did any gymnastics. At my school, they said you can do fencing. And they had 2 swords and 1 mask, so someone was going to lose an eye.
OK, let's get some answers on this. So most women would rather date a gymnast than a footballer. What do you think over here?
I think, sadly, the answer is false.
OK, you think it's false. And what do you think, Sean?
True.
You think true?
Women are totally deluded and liars. Falsehood lies in their breasts. Their hearts are forged on a revolving wheel, and they will spike your soul and bury it in the ground.
Sounds about right.
Well, I can tell you the answer is true. 57% of women would rather date a gymnast than a footballer. So at the end of that round, Sean's team have 3 points and John's team have 1. That's it for part 2. See you after the break. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 Cats. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Top thing people do as soon as they wake up.
Check your unit.
Or scratch it.
Scratch your...
Just give a girl scratching.
Little trolls.
What's the first thing you do in the morning?
Take off the blindfold and...
She's read 50 Shades of Grey, hasn't she? Top thing people do as soon as they wake up.
Well, I smell my hand.
I can't believe I'm going to do it, but I want to ask, why do you smell your hand?
You just never know. You have a restless night.
Is it ever good news?
Yeah, it's usually good news.
Is it, yeah?
It's usually pretty good news, actually,
What's
Jim.
classed as good news?
It's pretty good news. It's...
The best wake-up I ever had, I used to have a cabin bed. And one day...
You used to have a what, sorry?
A cabin bed. You know, a bed that's built over, like, a wardrobe and a desk. So it's like a bunk bed, but instead of a brother, you've got storage, which I think is... It's the better deal, isn't it? And I rolled out of it while I was asleep and woke up in mid-air. It was unbelievable. Knowing you're about to hit the ground, and I was already laughing. I knew I was going to... The best thing when you wake up is... I have a recurring nightmare about 3 or 4 times a week that I'm back at school and I'm outside chemistry and I haven't done my homework and my labels come off my calculator. And I have that dream about 3 or 4 times a week, and it's worth it for the feeling of waking up and going, I'll never have to go to school ever again. We never have to go to school again. Isn't that fucking amazing? You don't have to do geography, chemistry, maths. Never have to do PE. Wow! Not you, obviously. You've done PE for a living.
You're the best at PE.
Thank you. Maths, not so great.
Maths is great.
Maths is gymnastics for the mind.
I only know my times tables because of Carol.
Did you watch that video?
We had the cassette because we weren't posh. We had, pop music
Pop
times
music,
tables.
yeah.
With Carol just going, 2 times 2.
2 times 2 is 4. Get funky.
You can get this amazing sleep app on your phone. It turns itself on instantly when it hears anything during the night. And then you wake up in the morning and it's got 6 recordings and you can play them back.
Oh, it'd be like Paranormal Activity.
It's brilliant. Like, you can upload it to the app. Like, the top 10 are actually women farting while they're sleeping.
Well, they got more holes, haven't they? I'm just saying that from a scientific perspective, that's an explanation. It's the same reason they don't like spiders.
Why?
It's the same movie, because you've got more places for the spiders to hide. I've only got one. And if a spider wants to go up there, bloody good luck to him.
Okay. Top thing people do as soon as they wake up.
Alarm.
It's not the alarm.
Put it on.
Press snooze!
It's the right answer. Yes. Easy enough. Yes, the first thing people do when they wake up is hit the snooze button. I've got a morning ritual I've been doing for years. Wake up, find out her name, apologise, find out his name, leave. OK, Best way to make an ex jealous. What do you think?
I'd say going on Strictly.
Going on Strictly is the best way to get back at an ex. I
Well,
suppose
no,
if
not
you're...
getting back, but obviously making me jealous because I don't want to see your face anymore, but you're on there every week.
Yeah, but you are wearing a lot of glitter.
But making it look masculine.
Of course you are.
I think being able to fit into their clothes, that makes them jealous. Look, I can get into your clothes. Turn up, waddling in one of their dresses, go, look, it fits me better than it fits you! I can look better than you in this dress!
It's jealous, not terrified.
Drive by their house in your new golden van. I got a van made of gold.
Tony, for the last time, you've got a yellow car.
It's a golden van, man.
Do any of you stay in touch with your exes? Not a question for you, John, obviously.
Can I just ask?
Go on, ask.
What happened with his ex? John's, yeah.
She didn't exist. She didn't exist. It gave a bit of a problem because she wasn't there and he was buying her things and she was just air. And eventually he got quite cross with her for not really having a body.
So he finished with her?
Yes, he went like this.
I think she dumped him. What about you? Do you keep in touch with any of your exes?
Nah.
Do they meet up and have, like, a support group, or...?
Have you ever got the mistake text, but like the deliberate on purpose one, where you send one deliberately to your ex, but you've constructed it so it looks like it's to someone else? So you've gone, thanks for such a great night. Oh, I'm so glad I'm so happy and slim and beautiful. See you soon, sexy boy. Alice.
Have you genuinely done that?
I read about it.
You read about it in your sent text? Well, another one on the list is change your relationship status on Facebook.
Oh, what a shit world.
Is it, which is what I would do, is just have no contact with them whatsoever?
I will give you that. It's near enough. It's ignore them.
Exactly, yes.
I can tell you the best way to make an ex jealous is to ignore them. I tried ignoring my ex-girlfriend to see how she liked it. Turned out, she liked it. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Sean, Alice and Lewis have 3 points, John, Carol and Tony have 3, which means it's a draw. Everyone's a winner. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.